Hi, Patreon Sage here. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm an intuitive reader. I focus entirely on sacred union and the development of the sacred union journey to wholeness and sovereignty. So, gender, not so much. Energy, always. I'm a translator of current energies. And I've been a healer, a mentor, a facilitator, a coach for many years, and love sharing information with a wider audience that inspires us and leads us to understand the magnificence of what it means to be a human being. That's how I feel about it. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to do this reading in 3 parts, and there will be an extended reading. So the first part of this reading is about the psychological space that the divine feminine is in, coming through the Lion's Gate and into the deepening of her own awareness about who she is and what she desires and how she's going to live her life in the physical embodiment of sacred union. So from time to time, I'm going to take a little sip of coffee, like right now. And then here we go. We get started with the reading. So the first card out for the divine feminine in her psychological space, or head space if you want to call it that, coming through the Lion's Gate, is she's really feeling the changes that are happening within her at so many different levels. So divine feminine, if you recognize this, I talked to so many people this week who in the last couple of days just had deep releases of grief and emotion as they're experiencing the changes in their consciousness and energy fields, as we are experiencing these changes, as you are experiencing these changes, as your journey continues. So we are in this space of feeling what is moving and changing and releasing. So next, for the divine feminine, here you are. You have moved into your 5th dimensional energy as you move through the Lion's Gate, and you are feeling yourself elevated, and you're also feeling the connection that you still have to the 3D construct environment. You're not quite willing to fully let that go yet, because you don't know what it will mean to let it go entirely. You are not sure yet how the changes that you're experiencing will evolve into just simply living a life embodied in 5D and above energies, but this is where we're headed. So this is you, in a way, looking back down rather nostalgically at the 3-dimensional realm to which you're still connected, but now you can see it. You can see it for what it is. And that's part of the releasing, the emotional information, the emotional blocks, and all of this is sort of moving through you right now. And you're working to stay in balance in your union, in yourself, and allow these changes to sweep through you and allow your inner eyes to open to so many new perceptions, and allow your mind to really receive information about so many things that have happened in your life that you may have not clearly seen before now. And so here you are, touching the sky, but also using a very important part of yourself, of your physical embodiment, to stay connected to what is still essential to you in the 3D environment. So that's amazing for you, and you're going to be okay within this. And you're also feeling how you've got to integrate this sense of being you with a sense of being able to carry on grounded in what we all laughingly call the real world. So this is you on your way to be in the world but not of it. Now, next out we have Moon Dance. So this is a continuation of this energy and feeling like you're holding on to something, but you're a bit untethered, and it doesn't feel connected or grounded. It feels like you're hovering above, and you're maintaining your balance, and you're realizing this is a new challenge for you. And you're also feeling in your internal self the freedom that's here, but you're wanting to also move into a sense of being grounded and anchored in a way that lets you operate with your embodied self in a way that's meaningful to you and all the people in your life. You're not quite ready to lose it and give it all away when you don't know what it is that you're giving away or what will happen next. So here we have for next out for the Divine Feminine, my home is my castle. So once again, this represents the creative tension within us, within you, Divine Feminine, of how to integrate what's changing for you as you've moved through the Lion's Gate. You have a sense that your home may have been your castle, but is that about to change as you're feeling yourself shifting more fully into your 5D consciousness and identity? So you may feel yourself in a bit of an identity crisis, Divine Feminine, as you have to connect a grounded self with reconciling your subconscious, your dream life, your aspirations, your goals, the experiences that you would really love to have, the relationships that you would love to maintain, and a sense of being safe in the world. Here you are balancing this change of going through the gate with the parts of you that you are familiar with and know, and coming into a part of you now feeling so deeply loved, deeply connected at the higher realms, and yet how is this going to serve you? How are you going to move forward and integrate this experience? And so here you are now coming into the sense of, yes, I'm liberated. I went through the gate. I feel it. I feel I'm liberated. I feel emotional releases. I feel energetic releases and dynamics in my physical body that I've never felt before. And I can open my perception to say, hey, wow, this is liberty. But how do I integrate this? How do I integrate this into my daily life? How do I integrate it into the job that you may have? How do you integrate this into the partnership that you may have, or the marriage, or the children that you're parenting? So this is the dynamic that we're in, and it is upsetting. It is upsetting, and it is, even though we're coming into a sense of greater liberty, we're coming out of our cage. You're coming out of your cage, and you're recognizing as you come out of this cage that you can travel even further than to the moon and back. But how do you integrate that experience into a grounded life? That's the part that's unsettling right now. And that feeling of being free but unsettled, of being unmoored, of being emotionally upended, of having so many perceptions about who you are and what your life is all about changing so quickly that you are feeling a bit stranded. And we do have that experience when we do move through into a new state of consciousness. And we can feel the expansion, and you feel liberated and excited. And at the same time, you can feel you're in an identity crisis, Divine Feminine, and you're feeling a little stranded and unmoored. And this is funny because the message for me in this card is, well, yeah, my ship came in. Great. It came into a place where I can't use it. Where I can't be active with any of the benefit of what is on this ship and what's mine and what's come in for me. And I have no idea how to integrate that and use it. And this is the struggle, Divine Feminine, when you're moving from the concept of the secret or the law of attraction or the dynamics of manifestation, which is service to self. It's not really anchored in co-creation. When you let that go, I guarantee you will feel yourself in an identity crisis and a bit strange and a bit stranded. And this is the next level of consciousness in which you have to become aware of how to be self-loving and whole and intentional. And this isn't going to be an easy transition. Doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be painful, but that depends on how you approach these seasons, the season of changes and seasons that are coming through you right now. And if you resist them, you're going to have one experience. If you open to them and try to relax and receive these new energies and information, you're going to have a different experience. And that experience may come across to you with this card as the white rose of hope. And so this is an image of, okay, I have to go within me and realize my strengths and look at who I am and get through this identity crisis, coming into a sense of being grounded in the new me. So this is a combination of going within and going without. Being in your internal reality and aligning it with your external experience and allowing your external experience to change in an illumined and very gentle way of blossoming, of bringing you into blossoming, into your new life as a Divine Feminine who is now living in sacred union. Well, I can tell you this is a lot to handle, and we're in it. Now, the advice card that's come from Source, and right now there's only one advice card that's come through, is regeneration. And so Source is inviting you to experience this next phase of your journey as a process of regeneration. So while you may feel that things are breaking down, to stay in balance, you also need to really appreciate the regeneration that is happening as well. So one of the suggestions I can make for you is to do a bit of a writing exercise or even just a meditation where you can actually feel in your one hand, in your left hand, you can feel the things that are dissolving and that are changing, while in your right hand you can feel the things that are starting to blossom in you and that are part of this regeneration and the change of seasons that is happening within you now. As your world and environment will be changing, you're coming into your experience of physical union. And we're not just talking about sexual energy here. We're talking about creative energy. The purpose of co-creation and the purpose of divine union is to come into alignment with our co-creation capacity as awakened human beings. So this is an encouragement from Source to trust that as much as things are being broken down, as much as you may feel like you're moving through a tower moment or a breakthrough into expansion, which is, the tarot is the traditional tarot. Just see if you can allow yourself, this is a 46, it breaks to a 10, allow yourself to feel the completion, and the regeneration has already begun, and you can begin to turn your attention inwardly and outwardly and notice signs. Perhaps there'll be deja vu, perhaps there'll be synchronicities, perhaps there'll be unexpected serendipities arriving. Oop, excuse me. Perhaps there'll be dreams, insight that comes to you in meditation or in self-reflection of what does the regeneration energy, first of all, feel like in your body. Begin there and allow it to expand and blossom within you. But first, allow yourself to feel this in your body and allow yourself to explore what it feels like, how does it feel different than you felt before, and how do you open and relax into trusting these new energies that you can absolutely feel in your body. All right, and then I asked for some current energy about where the divine masculine is as the divine feminine is now moving through this tremendous transformation, yet another layer of deep, deep release and transformation and regeneration. How is the divine masculine supporting her and being with her in this journey? Now, here's the himself card, and here we have the grounded, embodied masculine energy that is sending energy information to you, perhaps through telepathy, perhaps through just a feeling right in your heart center that not only are you connected to Source, but you are deeply connected to your divine masculine, whether you happen to be together in the moment or not. So here's himself showing up for you. And he's there and he's supporting you. He's been supporting you through coming into your liberation as you have supported him coming into his liberation. And he is going through his own identity crisis and integrations, but he's reaching out to say, you're not stranded, I'm here. I'm here. And you're learning to trust yourself, and I'm learning to trust myself and Source, and we're learning to trust each other. And so in that energy, here you can see she's moving toward the divine masculine, and then she is embracing this energy sharing, and she's bringing it into her illumined, grounded energy as she is integrating her own new expansion into who she is as an embodied feminine energy in living in sacred union and in union with her divine masculine. So that is helpful because we can lean in and feel the support. You can touch into it a couple of times a day. Take a quiet moment, take a deep breath, feel the regeneration that's happening within you, and then softly call out to your divine masculine. Just softly call out to him and say, I'm here. I would hope you can feel me, and I would love to feel you right now. Even though we're still in the mystery, and even though we're still releasing, and even though our minds and our ego may still be trying to control this journey, let's just be in touch in our heart centers energetically. Let's see if we can be in touch telepathically and feel each other in all of our energy centers. So that himself is making himself available to you on that level. Next out, for how is the divine masculine supporting the divine feminine in her identity crisis, we have he of the fiery sword. This is creative passion. This is sensual passion. Here he is saying, I am here. And I am feeling my power on so many levels in ways I've never felt it before. And I'm feeling my empowerment in my body, and I'm feeling my sacred sensuality coming into a new sense of integration and understanding. And I'm coming into a new sense of how to use this sacred wand that I have attached to my body, my fiery sword. How I'm going to need to be mindful of using this in the sacred union relationship and in all the rest of my life. This is being cleaned up, this template of how the divine masculine presents as his authentic self and brings his sacred sensuality aligned with source co-creation, how you, divine masculine, are bringing this to your relationship. And you're bringing it as intimacy. You're bringing it as spiritual, emotional, mental intimacy that is empowering you and your divine feminine. And then last out for how is the divine masculine supporting the divine feminine in her change of seasons. Here he is. Here he is, again, with all his beautiful multidimensional awakening and awakened awareness. Generating and helping her generate the very environment in which she's finding herself, and the very environment in which she's now drawing breath. He is present. And he is not the center of her focus. He is not the center of her intention or attention. She is the focus of her attention and self-love and expansion. And he's like, just imagine that this is him creating this environment, helping to create that entire environment around her, so that she can integrate the changes that are happening within her. So he's there, he's present, he's contributing, and he's also very much at the same time stabilizing and empowering the divine masculine so the union can move forward. Okay, so that concludes the general reading. If you're on a sacred union journey, I hope that this has resonated for you and that you will like and share. And I am getting the current energy impulse here to see if we have some specific guidance for the divine masculine, for the divine feminine. Here, oh, this is interesting. Here we have divine animals. So this is how we integrate these massive changes we're going through into our physical bodies by remembering that our physical embodiments are ourselves, our beautiful spiritual selves, expressing who we are as living, breathing animals here in this environment where we're having to take good care of our physical bodies. Oh, that's really beautiful. I'm going to share this, have this be shared with the divine masculine, because I think it reflects these energies of him showing up here as soulless and as he of the fiery sword. It seems to be a good match here. So I'm going to say that this is guidance for the divine masculine to embody this, and embody this in such a way that he can gently take the position of leading the union, of leading the contacts, the communications, the offers, of leading. Divine feminines have been carrying and leading for so long, and the roles move back and forth of who's leading and who's following, but it feels to me like in this reading the divine masculine is being encouraged to take the embodied lead. Make that phone call. Make the visit. Share some attention. hold the space for your divine feminine to step forward into her new changes in season. This is massive change for her. And she's going to need some place to bring her own reflections and not just keep them to herself of who she is and who she is becoming. So I think that card is for the divine masculine. All right, let's see if we can get a card for the divine feminine. We do have guidance from Source, which is the regeneration. Let's see if there's something that wants to show up for the divine feminine. For the divine feminine, guidance for how she's going to just stay present in her change of seasons. Okay, let's see what we have here. This is beautiful too. This is Soul Family. And this is a beautiful card of reflecting the process of integrating these changes of season, because the releases and the liberations and how she is being released from any imprisonments that her story may have been keeping her captured in, her story of her soul family, the story that her soul family is healing. Many of us in soul groups and families are healing layer after layer and layer after layer and template after template of damaged, and more damage to our wholeness, to our being able to be whole and happy and healthy and open in our heart-centered energy. So yeah, divine masculines, here's the divine feminine attending to soul family and all of this new energy. So yeah, be there for her. And divine feminine, here you are in this gorgeous, 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 right? This is being reflected to you. So take the time that you need. And it doesn't have to be big chunks of time, but take the time that you need to allow integration. Take the time that you need to attend to your physical body. Yeah? Okay. So thank you very much. If you're interested in the extended, the link will be in the description. I appreciate your likes and shares if this has resonated for you and been helpful to you. Okay. Oh, it's so dynamic. I am just in a sense of amazement and very grateful for the soul group that I am in and the work that we're doing as conscious co-creators and teachers and guides and mentors. And I do have a new workshop coming up in Philadelphia. If you're in the Philadelphia, New Jersey or New York area, please do consider coming to join me on September 21st and 22nd for the transformational workshop, Your Story or Your Life. I promise you it will be worth the time and energy that you will expend to come together in group to do some really beautiful, powerful work. And if you haven't watched our most recent episode, episode 5 of Meeting the Beloved, that is in its own playlist, and you can see an excerpt, and then you can also visit my Patreon page, and I would love to have you become a patron on Patreon page. I'm beginning to develop that page as well. I'm going through, as with all of us, I am going through my own changes of seasons, and so we're having to make these changes gradually, and it's consuming a lot of time and energy, but the physicality, the embodiment, the expression of these changes is starting to show up in the process of regeneration that we're all in. Okay, so we're ending on a very powerful note here from where we began the general reading. I hope that this insight, we've looked at the head space, the emotional space, and the practical, how do we live this union in the world energy, what's going to help us do that. We've looked at those 3 levels of where we are now moving through the Lion's Gate, and we've had some beautiful other divine inspiration and information and guidance come through for us in this reading. So that's the conclusion of the extended reading. Please do like and share. And come on over to my Patreon page and join in as a Patreon at the Sacred Union level. And that will give you all of our episodes of Healing the Beloved. And it will also give you access to the extended readings for the month without having to pay an additional fee. My extended readings are $7 each. If you come into Patreon as a member at the $10 level, you can get however many extended readings I do in any given month. You can just view those unlimited, right? So, with that being said, thank you very much. I hope to see you both on Patreon. Feel free to leave a comment there. Let me know that you signed up. And do consider coming to the September 21st, 22nd, Your Story or Your Life workshop in Philadelphia, if that is easy and convenient for you. We do have a number of limited spaces where we can make it easy for people to have lodging. And I will include a link to that workshop by the end of this week. We're still working on our webpage. But the cost of that is $375, and it's a full 2-day workshop with me, and I've been doing this kind of work around the world for more than 25 years. So you will have a really wonderful experience, and you will anchor your sacred union. You will anchor your sacred union energy. You'll have a wonderful experience, and I will be delighted to meet you in person and work with you and help you discover and explore the dynamics that are important to you within asking the question, your story or your life. And this is really a wonderful workshop for those of you who are still feeling you're calling to a life purpose, but you're not quite sure what it is or how to find it. Okay, thank you very much, and have a fantastic day of peace and blessings. Bye.